First of all, welcome our teen moms, Maci, Amber, Catelynn, and Farrah. They are all here with their main supporters, and we're going to take questions from the audience as well today. So first of all, I just want to talk to you guys and see how you're all doing. Maci, how's things going?
They're going.
How's Bentley?
He's wonderful.
Amber, Leah, how's she doing?
She's doing amazing. She's good.
Catelynn, does it affect you negatively to hear the other girls talking about their kids?
Sometimes it gets to me.
Yeah.
But I'm happy where I'm at, and I'm happy where Carly's at. So,
Have you had any recent contact, pictures?
like a couple months ago.
Okay. We'll talk more about that as we get going here. It's your life, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty moving.
Yeah.
When do you guys plan to get married?
Oh, not for a while.
Not for.
Not for a long time.
Now we're done with college and stuff, and
All right. Do you guys ever fight and argue these days?
You know, she gets on my nerves. I get on her nerves a little
we
bit.
don't really
but
fight. We
don't
just
fight.
bicker. Like I'll be like, Tyler, you're getting annoying. Or
Caitlin,
like,
you're getting on my nerves. You know,
Yeah.
it's just like.
Do you think your relationship would be different if you had a baby waking you up all night long?
we wouldn't be together. I don't think we would be together.
I honestly do not think we'd be together.
So of the piece we just looked, what was the most emotional part?
The fight thing I laugh about because it felt good to actually stick up for myself for once. The thing that gets me emotional is my mom apologizing to me.
That's emotional.
Yeah. Because I like to hear that. So that's nice.
Let's talk about feelings for a second.
Okay.
You really did sort of strike me as kind of sad when you came on out here. Does that sort of wash over you once in a while, even out in the world?
All the time.
All the time. And then for you, your moods have been better?
Yeah, but I still have my days when I miss her and I want to hold her and I want to see her. And plus, I haven't seen her in a long time.
Since the last reunion.
If you had to tell us what the most difficult part of this journey has been, Kailyn, what would you say?
Letting go of her, knowing that I can't be there 100% of the time like I want to be.
Has you guys' relationship with Brandon and Teresa changed?
I email them once in a while, but for some reason I've been really distant lately. I think it's me healing because at the retreat I learned that some birth moms actually kind of distant themselves from them.
So as a way of getting through the grieving.
Yeah, it
I think
is.
so, yeah.
It's too
just
raw to keep reopening.
It's me just blocking it and I'll email you and I just don't feel like talking
But
right
like when
now.
we talk on the phone and the phone hangs up, you know, we say goodbye, you know, love you guys, whatever. And then me and Caitlin just kind of sit there in silence for a little bit, like.
Now you're depressed again.
Right. So it's kind of.
I don't think we're fully healed yet,
I
so
don't
like
think so either.
we're hoping to build this relationship though and make it really strong.
Do you now know Brandon and Teresa's last names?
No.
No.
Still don't.
But that don't bug me anymore.
Yeah, we kind of got over that. I just looked at it as it's not important to me.
At first, they wanted to close adoption.
Right.
So they've opened a lot to
Yeah,
us.
'cause
They
they-
changed their total adoption
Plan.
plan, yeah, because at first they wanted somebody that wanted a closed adoption. And then when they met us, they were like, oh, well, this might be cool.
Right.
It might be a good experience.
You can imagine the adoptive parents might be a little scary.
It's very scary because, you know, me and Caitlin, I always thought, like, when we were in the hospital, like, I was freaking out. You know, I'm like, God, this sucks. You know, we had to say goodbye and say, you know, hello all at the same time. So it's really confusing. But then I thought about them, and it's like, could you imagine can't having a child, getting one, and then
getting it
someone
ripped out of your
getting
arms
ripped out of your
at
arms?
2
It's unthinkable, right?
Yeah.
Remember in the scene in the car where Butch brought up the fact that you guys chose a good couple for Carly? That felt good,
That
right?
felt good,
Yeah.
Like-
So if you were to go through it again, you'd put a child up for adoption.
Absolutely.
What the hell's the matter with you guys that you're about to go through it again, not using contraceptives?
Right? I don't know what we were thinking. And that's when I was like, no, I'm going to birth control
got it,
because
yeah.
I'm not going to go through all that again.
Is there something you can tell other teenagers that are taking those risks?
Understand that not using contraception and all that stuff, it has consequences.
You can't think magically that it's not.
Right. And one thing I want to tell everybody is that me and Caitlin could have done it.
Yeah, we could have done it.
We could have done it.
We could have kept Carly. We could have
We
raised
could have
her.
raised her. We could have done it. We could have, like everybody else does it. But I didn't want to do it in cost of my daughter maybe suffering in a life that she was not meant to have.
It wasn't the right thing for her.
Right.
When was the last time you guys got letters or pictures from Teresa and Brandon?
Her 6-month update.
Yep.
Well, you guys know this, but our audience doesn't, that Teresa and Brandon have sent along some new pictures and a letter. And if you'd permit me, I'd like to read the letter and show our audience the pictures.
Yeah, that's fine.
You've not seen any of this?
No.
No, I
You've
haven't.
not read the letter?
No.
It's all new.
This could be good.
No.
Catelynn and Tyler, Happy New Year. We hope that you guys had a great time celebrating with your family and friends. We thought of you both a ton over the holidays and continue to be so thankful for your decision to have Carly and the amazing gift that she is to us. Carly's first Christmas was so much fun. Tyler, she couldn't quite run down the stairs on her own, but we did carry her down bright and early Christmas morning to see the full stockings and all the gifts under the tree, just like you'd hoped for her. She is so loved by our family, and everyone showered her with gifts and toys. The most exciting event was that Carly was baptized in our church this past Sunday. With Carly's remarkable story, there was not a dry eye in the church when Brandon gave his blessing for her. We had tons of friends there, and 17 family members were able to come. We knew you guys would like to see some pictures from her first Christmas and from the baptism, so enjoy, and we'll send you some more at our next update. We love you guys, Brandon and Teresa.
Nice. Thought you weren't gonna cry.
I was trying not to.
Here's the letter and the pictures
Thank you.
to take home. How do you feel?
Good. It's
Good.
just, I don't know. It just gets to me every time how they tell us how much we mean to them. It reassures me, you know.
What hit you the hardest?
Her face.
You know what got to me was the idea of her first Christmas.
I know.
Well, I told him, I was like, my dream is to have her, you know, run down the stairs and
And
look
they did
over the
that for
balcony
us.
and see all the presents. And
Well, you guys gave her that.
Exactly.
We gave them that too.
Uh-huh.
How sweet of Brandon and Teresa to send all this.
Yes, that is very nice.
Welcome back to the Teen Mom OG reunion. We're now talking to the newly pregnant Kate. Hey, Kate.
Hi, Kate.
Hi.
How are you feeling overall?
I have my days where I feel like sick all day, and then other days are perfectly fine. So it just really depends.
Right.
So how has your anxiety been doing through all this?
Good, really good. I think initially with this pregnancy, now that I'm 12 weeks, I did have like when I for sure had like the digital, like 8 digital tests that were said the word pregnant. I did have like some anxiety with, as in the form of like, what if I miscarry? This might be a little bit of TMI, but anytime I felt like wetness, I'd go to the bathroom and have to wipe to make sure it wasn't blood. Like it was more anxiety about like, what if it happens again?
So a little bit of catastrophizing.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, like it was more or less just like what if stuff. Like
Yep. When's the shoe gonna drop?
Like,
That's
what's
a
going on?
normal feeling when you've had something like that. Now the other big thing that happened at the end of the season was you sent Carly a letter. And what did you say in that letter?
It was just more of like an update about, hey, this is what's been going on in my life and with the girls' lives, and just asking her questions like what is her favorite subjects, and just like a handwritten letter, you know, and I sent it with like stamps and an envelope and extra papers just in case if she wants to write back.
Oh.
And I'm thinking about doing that every, you know, like once a month, like even if she doesn't write back, because I feel like when she's older, that is something that she'll remember me doing. I feel like it's a very good form of connection, like directly to her. And if she wants to directly have a direct line of communication with me, she can.
And before you sent the letter, when was the last time you'd had any contact with Carly?
Before I sent the letter, we FaceTimed, her and Nova FaceTime actually like a couple times, like every few months lately. That's been a thing.
Oh, sweet.
And so that's cool. And actually, Nova, for the first time ever in her whole life, asked Ty and I a question about adoption for the first time ever. And we were just sitting in the kitchen, and she was like, Mom, why did you give Carly to different parents? And I was just like, okay, here it is.
Wow.
Yeah, and we were just honest with her. Like, Tyler and I were both in the kitchen, and we just explained the whole situation at a 6-year-old level, you know? And just stated, you know, like we were super young, and described our lives and how we were still in school. And she was just kind of like, oh, okay, like, you know, and didn't ask. But it was crazy to me. I had to text Dawn, our counselor, and I was just like, whoa, for the first time ever, Nova finally asked a question about it. It was wild.
Did you hear what she was saying backstage?
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I don't know if it's all true or not, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't know anymore.
Now, wait a minute. Express to him what you think Bentley's feeling.
I feel like Bentley feels like you don't care about him.
Did you have any sense of that?
I mean, no, I don't agree with that at all.
But the mom is telling you that's what the baby's feeling. Before you came out, Ryan, we were talking a little bit about what it feels like to be a mom. And we don't talk enough about the profound pull that moms feel to their children. We don't really feel it as men quite the same way.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that.
You want to ask him any questions about what he's experiencing? Because you didn't really understand that he experiences something different than you.
Right.
It's different being a dad.
Yeah, how does it feel?
I mean, it's just like an obligation. It's, I mean, sometimes it's fun. Sometimes it's like the best time ever. And then sometimes you want to pull your hair out literally because, I mean, it's hard.
It's not the kind of in love with relationship that you heard Maci talking about, is it?
I mean,
You love him,
yeah.
but you're not like so in love that you
I mean,
can't.
I know how my mother is. I mean, I don't know if you could ever love somebody that much as she loves me. I mean, it's crazy. But, I mean, Maci loves Bentley to death. I mean, she'd do anything for him.
So for you to come and go, it's a little easier.
Right.
It's part of the reason it won't work out.
I'm not saying Ryan is not having feelings. I think he as a man has different feelings.
I don't agree with that. Different men have different feelings towards their child.
That's true. And so you think Ryan doesn't feel deeply enough about his child?
I can't say for sure, but that's what I think.
That's what you think. That's what I saw you doing on tape, was a lot of bewilderment. Like,
Right.
how could you come and go? How could you stay out if you really cared the way I do, or even
Right.
close? Ryan, do you think there's something you could have done to make the relationship work out?
Yeah, I didn't always have to be an asshole sometimes, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I didn't have to do some of the things I did.
Would you like to offer an apology?
No. Because, I mean, I'm not sorry for anything. I mean,
Wait, you said you wish you hadn't been such an ass.
I mean, I guess if I wanted to make it work, but now I'm over it, so I'm not sorry for anything.
That's the point around which you guys orbit that makes it impossible to get back together. No one's willing to give.
I feel like I have, but it's been thrown in my face so many times that I'm just not going to do it again.
How have you done it?
By trusting that he wouldn't leave me alone again, and he did.
What do you think the fact that you're not together going to do to Bentley?
I can't, I mean, I don't know what it'd be like. It's probably not going to be, I mean, something that he's going to enjoy, to be honest with you.
Does it cause you pain to think about that?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, somebody else is going to be around my son.
All right, let's go to an audience member here. We got Phil with a question. What's up, Phil?
Hey, I was just wondering if you guys are really happy now that you didn't go through with that wedding that you had planned on doing.
I would say so.
Would you have been more apt to commit and try to work it out had you been married?
Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
See, that's confusing to me. Really think hard about what you want to do with that. It's your child and the woman that gave birth to your child.
I mean, I know there'll always be something there. I mean, she's the mother of Bentley.
And what's there for you?
I'll always be there for her no matter what.
Do you know that? Okay, that's something. I mean, if you think back to what originally you guys had, there's still a remnant of that there, isn't there?
I mean, if she wasn't the mother of Bentley, then I would never speak to her again.
It's really hard stuff.
I mean, it is.
Let me tell you something. I only have a very limited bit of time with you, and I can tell you my professional opinion is that somebody could work with you and get you through this. I really do believe that. And so I would hope that at least just on Bentley's behalf, give it a shot, if it's what you want. Okay?
So, Taylor, what stood out to you from this season?
What stands out to me most is Bentley is becoming a young man. I think he's showing the Edwards that he's found his voice. He has a voice. He can think for himself. I think every week when you watch a new episode, you think Ryan can't possibly be any dumber than he is, and he will prove you wrong the next week. I mean, that guy can really show you how big a piece of he is. But yeah.
Taylor, this is, anytime we talk, I feel like you've always tried to,
Make
you've always
peace.
been honest.
Yeah.
Are you frustrated?
Yeah. I mean, y'all saw the clip. He sat there and called my wife a bitch. In past seasons, the things he's done toward Bentley, kind of poking fun at him, making fun of him, calling him a crybaby. Enough's enough. Grow up and be a man. Come sit out here. Don't be a coward. Come sit out here on the couch with us.
Fair enough. Once we're away from the reunion, do you have any plan, or do you think you might reach out and speak to him?
I would speak to him. He won't speak to us.
Do you know what that's all about?
In his words, Maci is a trigger for him. And what I heard this year is that he doesn't want to sit out here because he's working hard to build a relationship with his son, and that's fine. But my only thing is don't sit over there and call her a bitch. Don't pick on your son. If you got something to say sit out here and say it.
So he has had a dangerous, life-threatening substance use disorder. Do you think he's sober now?
No, I don't.
Maci?
I don't think. I don't know for a fact.
Again, this is our opinion, but it's just based off when he shows up to something or when you see him sitting there in a scene and he can't hardly hold his eyes open. That's not a place that I feel safe to send our son.
Moving from the physical to the emotional, you've had a great deal of issue with anxiety.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got an overwhelming life. What's the hardest part about being a teen mom?
For me, being alone, no support, taking care of her by myself, trying to go to school, work. I can't even get my GED. And I didn't even want my GED in the first place. I wanted my high school diploma. And when I found out that that just wasn't in my schedule as a mother, that's what hurt me.
Well, you've done amazingly well, given the incredible stress and the multiple things you've given up and the things you've tried to do, the things going on in your relationship. At one point, you said 97% of the stress was the relationship.
Yeah.
Let's talk to Gary and see how it's going, okay?
Bring him out.
How you doing, Gary?
Okay.
I saw at times during the season you were calling each other lazy. Is that not an issue
Yes.
anymore?
No.
Was that just resentment because you both felt so overwhelmed by all the demands of your life?
Well, I think the problem was with her not getting the attention she wanted.
So you needed to give her more attention.
Yeah, I think that's the big deal. Because I would come home from work and school, and then I'd take care of Leah, or I'd spend time with Leah, and I wouldn't spend any time with her.
Gary, you literally didn't put any effort into any of the relationship, even when it came down to Leah sometimes. And that's what hurt me the most.
Do you regret anything you've said or done to Amber?
Not being there, because there's a lot of stuff that aspired that I regret maybe that she's done. If I would have been there, that wouldn't have happened.
Are there other things she did that you want to talk about that was disturbing to you?
Oh, yeah, but those are things that are between me and her.
Amber, do you want to talk about it?
Well, when we broke up, and this is a tender subject for him, and I'm sorry, baby.
I'm going to talk about it, then I'll say it. There's couple things, then.
Well,
When
I
she
don't want it
moved-
to be so elaborate.
No, I'm talking when you moved to the hotel.
All right.
Let's let Amber say it on her
I say
terms.
it?
Go ahead.
I mean, one thing that really hurt him is how fast that I started dating people. When we had Leah, I mean, we were still in the middle of fights and everything. It was worse before that. It changes your mind.
You know, people say forgive and forget, you know.
That's
I'll
not
never,
always
like, things that happened to me, I won't forget, but I do forgive. Like, with the boyfriend she found and stuff, in order for me to overcome how I feel, in order to be with her, I had to forgive her. And
how did you do that?
I talked to my pastor.
Somebody to talk to.
Yeah, he told me, I need to ask for, forgiveness for myself, and then in order to forgive somebody else. About a month after that, I had met a friend of mine, and he kind of knew what was going on. So he let me borrow his girlfriend, and I walked out of the house like I had and she
Don't say that story to him, for real. Go ahead.
And she was really hot, I mean.
What did you say?
I'm just kidding, baby. Listen, I found somebody that I thought would make her jealous. And all that night, she started texting me. And I found out through her brother and dad, she was crying about it, how I moved on so fast after she moved on so fast.
All right, she got jealous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you said you were hurt. How did it feel being away from both Leah and Amber?
When I would pick up my daughter, I felt so alone. Even when I had my daughter, I still was hurting. And Leah's a huge part of my life.
I saw you brought to tears a few times this season.
Yeah. I didn't want to lose. This is my girl, man.
Look at his eyes.
For those who do not know, this is my only girlfriend ever, the only person I've ever made love to in my life.
Are you guys taking measures to prevent further pregnancies?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. If we don't have anything, we don't do nothing.
That's why I always have stuff.
Okay, so
I'm always...
So you're using a condom?
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfectly, without exception, every time?
No exception.
But there's a chance, Gary.
There's no chance.
I might be
nothing.
pregnant.
How would that be happening? She's not pregnant. What are you talking about?
I just feel it. It's the way that I was when I was pregnant. It's getting that way.
Whose baby is it? That's the next question, because I don't remember.
You know what? You better watch what you say.
No, I'm talking about because I use a condom every time.
Here's what I understand. 88 to 92% efficacy used perfectly. Okay?
How have you been holding up over the last year?
Hello. Well, not too bad. Just been weathering a nice COVID storm.
Now, I want to take you back to when you were asking Amber to live on your property in a modular home. What led to that idea?
We were helping with a lot of things already with her dog and stuff, which is very sad, sorry about that. But it just thought like it might be easier if we just lived close together, you know, for Leah could see her mom and just kind of had, you know, a lot of opportunities there. And then I was like, hell, if you lived here, you could save money and I get paid rent. So.
Now, Amber, how are things between you and Christina lately?
I do feel like that Gary and Christina definitely could help a bit more. If it was the other way around, to be honest, I would be doing so much more. I would have Leah in therapy with me. And we've talked about that before, but he just wasn't about the whole therapy thing.
Gary, what's the issue with therapy? Why not?
I mean, I think any therapy is helpful.
Sure.
I mean, I think like right now Leah has like a lot of like, and I don't want to, I want to be very careful not to put words in Leah's mouth, but she just has a lot of feelings towards like her mom and all of that. So I don't know how to navigate that, but it's hard to do that when, you know, somebody gets online and always says stuff where Leah sees all her Instagram videos, whether it's Leah seeing it or Leah's friends, and it's like,
well, it
embarrasses Leah.
If it's bothering your daughter that much and it's rupturing the relationship with her biological mother, I would think you would definitely want them to talk together. I think Amber's correct about that.
Yeah, she might be correct about it, but she's the same thing 10 years now. She's still having her own problems and can't get through herself. Like, it's really hard.
Hang on. That's not fair. That's not fair. No.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
It's fair to me. I see it up close and personal here.
I understand. That's a separate issue, but let's not deflect, right?
No, I want a relationship to be positive.
Wow,
with her,
you know
Leah.
what I want to say? I just want to say to everybody who's going through mental health and the mental health community, please keep your head up and don't let people like this put your head down.
Yeah.
Always keep your head up, stay positive, and love yourself.
Okay. I
agree.
Because you don't want to listen to negativity
All right,
like this.
let's hold
This
for
is
a
not
second.
what you want to hear. The conversation you had with Leah was super nice, but I think Christina could have said a bit more than I'm a bonus mom.
I'm pro your relationship with Leah.
And maybe
I know you are, but I just think that sometimes I get pushed to the side. Obviously, she just said it.
you're right in the sense that these are very, very touchy, emotional, hot button issues. And of course you have lots of feelings about it, of course. And I think Christina would understand that. So let's not let that blow up into something. Let's just say, of course, this is tender
guys,
stuff.
I'm gonna do this. Listen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop this right now because we're gonna end this. I'm gonna end this on a positive note. Thank you, Gary, so much for that. I really enjoyed seeing that. That was amazing to actually hear you sticking up for me. But your wife is absolutely horrible.
No.
And I have been thank you guys so much.
That's not even
Gary,
true.
I appreciate you. You know it. We've known each other for how many years? 15 years now. And I'm gonna tell you right now, you are a great person. You have always been there for me when I've asked you to be there for me. You said I could trust you, and I did trust you, but I can't trust your wife. And she has sat there and got in the way of me and my daughter over and over and over again, as you have tried to push me towards my daughter. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave. Thank you so much, though, honestly. You have a good day. I really hope in the future that we can have a good relationship, but me and Christina, it's not gonna be like that.
Okay.
So.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. She's feeling she's like losing her child to Christina or something, or diminished by Christina's relationship with Leah in some way. And, you know, it's work in progress, right? I do think that I think a professional in here would do you guys a lot of good.
Well, but you were on different shows, The Challenge, Are You the One on MTV. So what's the biggest difference being on Teen Mom OG?
Having my family involved, having the baby involved.
How old is Ryder now?
19 months.
She's so beautiful.
I never thought I was gonna be one of those moms that say the months.
I know.
I was like, when I would hear that, I'm like, what does that mean? Like,
right. So, because I do feel that you and Corey have such a great friendship, and I've seen you two before, obviously becoming parents.
You saw
guys
that
had
day.
a great the day that you guys decided to make Ryder. But anyways, You guys do have such a great relationship together. Why cross that line?
I don't know. Is that bad?
No.
I don't know.
That's why
I don't
Dr.
know.
Drew's here. He could help us figure this out.
Like,
We're
I
in it
don't know.
together.
This is honestly what we're trying to figure out right now is, okay, we crossed the line, keep crossing the line, but we're okay.
Wait, keep crossing lines. So you two have been intimate since then?
She's not denying it.
No, not at all. What would you say is Corey's strong points when it comes to being a father?
He's such a good dad. It's irritating sometimes.
He's there.
Yeah,
He's present
and I hate
with Ryder.
saying that. I hate saying that the worst part is sharing because this is what I asked for. This is what I wanted. This is what I prayed on was to have, you know, for Ryder to have this dad. And then I got one and I'm like, oh my God, he's still here. Like, it gets overwhelming sometimes.
He wasn't around at the beginning, right?
No.
So
He didn't know.
He didn't know.
He didn't know.
So you didn't tell him.
I found out when I was probably 9 weeks pregnant, and I did 13 tests.
13 pregnancy tests?
I just kept peeing. I just didn't understand.
And you still didn't tell
No,
Corey?
I told the guy that I was dating, hey, I'm pregnant. He said, I want nothing to do with it. Don't call me. I want nothing to do with it. I said, okay. I'm thinking, no way this baby is Corey's. We didn't really do it that long. Like, I was just naive. I was young. Like, I just didn't process it very well.
So when did you find out it was his?
When she was 6 months.
So is that part of the genetic testing for the disorder she had?
Yeah.
Having a sick baby, though, is very intense.
Yeah.
That must have been awful.
It's like I was so upset and blaming myself and mad and I had so many different emotions and I didn't know how to process it. And everyone was like, is it postpartum? Do we watch her? Do we do this?
And when did you come out of it?
When Corey came along. I say it all the time. Like, he just pulled me out of it.
So did that, I don't know, make you be attracted to him? Because I know that you were so anti that.
Yeah.
But being around him in this capacity, did you...
We're not ready to be in a relationship. Corey's so young. He likes to have fun.
You're ready. He's not ready.
No, he's not.
Okay, that's not we're not ready. That's he's not ready.
Right.
Right.
It's got to be tough.
It's interesting.
Well, Zach, you're about to become a father. How's that feel?
You know what, Dr. Drew, it feels amazing. It's probably the biggest blessing, greatest feeling that I've ever felt. Just watching that gender reveal video at the end of the clip just gave me the chills.
Oh.
That's nice.
Now, how has it been living together? Any issues, any concerns?
No issues. I wouldn't say any issues.
Yes, issues.
Tell us, Shy. Tell us.
Other than I have OCD, this is probably the main problem that we have come into contact with.
He is so freaking clean. Just so clean. He chases after Ryder with basically with a Swiffer the whole time.
Yep.
Like,
yep.
You one day will apologize for giving him about this.
I'm sure I will.
Now, Cheyenne, how much time did you have, where you felt confident that this time around things would be better?
I think the thing is, Zach and I were always friends. Even when we dated, from back when we were 16, we didn't have sex for 10 years. Zach waited a decade. So we've always had like a really strong foundation of a friendship, I would say, that we've always fallen back on. Did you just throw your hands up when I said you waited 10 years?
See,
yeah. So people don't know that, but we have.
Not a lot of people do that.
No, they don't. But we're genuinely friends. Like, we were friends, I would say.
No. Even when I came around when she was pregnant with Ryder, that wasn't like a
sexual.
It wasn't nothing. It was me being there from the standpoint of a friend, seeing that, clearly she's doing it by herself, and I just wanted to give her the company, just be able to support her so she didn't have to do it herself.
What are you feeling right now?
It was probably the worst summer of my life.
Oh.
Yeah, things got pretty bad. They hit rock bottom.
Is that the worst of it we're seeing there? Or was there even worse moments for you?
There was worse.
What were those about?
It got so bad, we started seeing other people. I never thought that would happen. He wasn't giving me the attention I wanted, and other guys were.
It seemed like he was actively avoiding you,
Yeah.
which was painful.
It got to where he didn't even want to touch me, really. Like, hold my hand, like the little things that mattered.
So then you went out with somebody else. Was that cheating, or you guys had agreed you were just going to see other people? Oh, you were cheating.
I wouldn't say we were broken up, but I wouldn't say we were dating. And then Josh, after we broke up, kind of had a one-night thing with a girl, and because he found out about what I did, and I realized how bad it hurt. And then we broke up for like 2 weeks, and I started seeing someone for about 2 weeks, dating him. And then I just missed Josh. That's all I wanted. Josh is the only guy I want being the father figure to Gannon. And
Okay, so you see this other guy, and then you date another guy.
yeah,
Are we practicing? You want a contraceptive now?
I am on birth control.
Okay, what are you doing for that?
I have the IUD.
Is that for Josh, or is that for the other guys?
It was to be safe no matter what happened.
Just in case.
But when I got on it, I was not sexually active.
And your mom, does she know there were other guys besides Josh?
Yes.
Does she know how bad this summer was for you?
She was the shoulder I cried on.
So she was an important person for you this summer.
I just got to where I've made so many mistakes. I got pregnant at 16. Why not tell my mom everything? So I do, and it's hard because my siblings do not make these mistakes. My sisters both waited till they were married to have sex.
So sometimes when young people are diagnosed with diabetes, they get very rebellious. They don't like that diagnosis. It's very unpleasant. Did it have anything to do with that?
I think that is where it started. I found out when I was 12.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say it, but I was so angry, and I'm still angry about my disease. I spent hours praying, just please give me a 2-day break of good blood sugars. Like, I just want to live like a normal person. And then in the 8th grade, or the summer going in the 8th grade, I had a Down syndrome brother that passed away, and he was my best friend. So,
Oh, my goodness. You've never mentioned that before.
I went crazy after that.
How long after that were you diagnosed with diabetes?
I was diagnosed first, and then that happened like a year later, so just all the anger.
Boom, boom.
And I just went off the deep end.
Can I tell you that I can sense how deep the pain was for the loss of your brother, and you still carry that with you right now? You've not dealt with that at all?
I was just trying to stay strong.
No, I know, but avoiding feelings are not dealing with feelings, as you found out. Thank you for sharing that story. I mean, it's you sort of, I see you now. I didn't really understand who Mackenzie was, and now I kind of get it. You feel okay about that? It's really tough stuff. Yeah. How's school going?
It's going good. It's hard to drop my baby off every day, but I go to Cosmo school still for 3 hours and regular school for 3 hours, and I'm cheering.
So is it high school or college?
High school.
It's high school.
I'm still a senior.
And as part of the high school curriculum, they give you cosmetology training? Is that what you mean?
Yes.
And do you get a license or after that?
Yes, this summer I should be working in a salon.
Fantastic. Now, the last I saw of Josh, things were desperate. How are things now?
I don't even know who he is now.
In a good way or a bad way?
Good. Things have never been better.
So Mackenzie, get us updated. How is Florida treating you?
So I love the weather. I love the people. I've met so many amazing new friends, and my children love it. And I'm opening a gym, and I'm teaching classes out here, and the business is just exploding.
Wow.
I challenge everyone to leave their hometown at least once to experience life.
You know what? People do say move at least once. It's a healthy thing to do. So Mackenzie, one of the more touching moments of the season was when you called your mom's phone to tell her about going to Florida. How often do you leave messages like that?
Anytime something exciting happens or a big life change, I call and leave a voice message, or I'm sure there's several text messages on her phone of, I really need you right now. Text me back.
Well, you mentioned.
Sorry, I didn't expect that question.
Yeah. You mentioned how it was tough to process this. How are you doing now?
I mean, grief is weird. It's really weird. I don't even know how to explain it. Sometimes I feel like I'm just making her proud, and then some days I feel like I don't know what the word to explain it is, but it'll just hit me, and it will be in a really bad moment. Maybe I'm teaching a fitness class, or I'm in front of people and something small will remind me of her, and it's paralyzing.
You were saying lots of profound things today, Mackenzie. Yes, it comes in waves. It's often triggered by stimuli. And making meaning of it, doing something for other people, is often a way of managing it. So Mackenzie, how is your marriage doing these days?
My marriage?
Yeah, we saw you guys fighting a lot this season. I wonder how things are now.
So you'll see on the season that, we had a lot of problems, and the biggest one was Josh continuing to see stuff about him online. So when I told him I wanted to move to Florida, we were separated. And he said, as long as I get to see my kids, it sucks what you're doing, but we left. I think that separation was really good. And then we were able to collect our thoughts and come together, and he decided he wants to come visit us. And he always said, Florida's not for me. It's not for me. I'm an Oklahoma boy. And then came out here and fell in love with the town we're in, which I knew he would.
So are you separated now?
No, we're not. I mean, since he's came to Florida, he has stayed here.
So he's staying with you now. Okay, he's not coming and going. He's staying in Florida.
Right.
Okay, got
Right.
it.